This is the part most Copilot videos skip. The finished result is not a floating chatbot. It is a real in-app agent connected to the product state. In this local demo, the user asks the assistant to add a launch task. The agent calls the task manager tool, updates shared state, and the task appears in the app without the user leaving the workflow. That is why CopilotKit is worth a deeper look. TechCrunch reported today that CopilotKit raised $27 million to help developers build app-native AI agents. The repo has more than 30,000 GitHub stars, it is actively pushed, and the product is built around a simple idea. The agent should live inside your app, not next to it. This video is a full setup from a clean scaffold to a working local demo. I will show the command, the project structure, the environment file, the agent runtime, the Next.js frontend, and the exact validation screen at the end. No fake terminal output. No pretend dashboard. This is the scaffold running locally. Start with the source. The CopilotKit README describes it as a stack for agent-native applications with generative UI, shared state, and human-in-the-loop workflows. Those words matter. Generative UI means the agent can render interface, not just text. Shared state means the assistant and the app can read and write the same workflow data. Human-in-the-loop means the agent can pause and ask for approval before continuing. The quick start gives two paths. For a brand new project, run npx copilotkit at latest create with the framework flag. For an existing project, run npx copilotkit at latest init. In this tutorial, I am using the LangGraph JavaScript template because it gives us both sides of the app, a Next.js interface and a local agent server. The first command is npx copilotkit at latest init with a project name and the LangGraph JavaScript framework. The exact command is npx copilotkit at latest init-n copilotkit-task-demo-f langgraph-js. If you pass the wrong framework name, the CLI tells you the supported choices. LangGraph JavaScript is called langgraph-js, not just langgraph. After the template downloads, the CLI creates the project and tells you the three commands that matter. Change into the project folder. Run npm install. Then run npm run dev. The install step also installs the agent package inside the agent folder, so you do not need to manually install the backend separately. There is one important configuration step before the app can answer. The scaffold.env file points the UI at the local agent runtime on port 8123. It also expects an API key for the model provider. Do not paste keys into a video, a README, a commit, or a screenshot. Put the key in .env locally, keep that file out of Git, and never show the value on screen. The default agent file uses chat-OpenAI. In a normal OpenAI setup, the only required variable is OpenAI_API_key. If you are using an OpenAI-compatible provider, you can also set OpenAI_base_URL and chat_model. In this local validation, I used an OpenAI-compatible endpoint so the same CopilotKit and LangGraph code could run with a working model. The pattern is the same, key in .env, model in an environment variable, and no secrets in source control. Now run npm run build once before you start recording. This catches broken imports and framework mismatch early. On this scaffold, Next.js built successfully, with the CopilotKit API route exposed at /API/copilotkit. That route is what connects the frontend to the runtime. Then run npm run dev. The script starts two things at once. The UI runs on localhost port 3000. The agent runtime runs on localhost port 8123. If both ports are not open, the chat UI may load, but the agent will fail when you submit a message. Open the app. The layout is split into a chat side and an app side. The chat side is the CopilotKit interface. The app side is a task manager demo. This is useful because it proves the thing we care about. The assistant can call a tool and mutate the app state. Before sending a message, look at the top-level Next.js layout. The app wraps the page in CopilotKit and points runtime URL to /API/copilotkit. That is the front-end bridge. It also registers the generative UI catalog, which is how the app can render richer interface patterns than plain text. The page component is small. It loads the example suggestions, registers generative UI examples, and renders Copilot chat beside the example canvas. This is the whole reason CopilotKit feels different from a regular chatbot package. The chat is not the product. The chat is wired into the product. On the back end, the route file creates a Copilot runtime and connects it to a LangGraph agent. The deployment URL points to the local agent server at port 8123. The graph ID is sample_agent. If you change the agent graph name, this ID has to match. If it does not match, the frontend can load, but the runtime will not find the assistant. Inside the agent file, the model is bound to tools. The task manager tool is called manage_todos. The schema says every to-do has a title, description, marker field, and status. When the user asks for a task to be added, the model should call the tool with a new to-do list and copilotkit streams that update back into the UI. Now run the real test. In the chat box, ask, add a launch task called record copilotkit-demo and mark it high priority. The agent calls manage_todos. The response shows the tool trace. On the app side, the to-do column changes from 0 tasks to 1 task. The card appears with the title record copilotkit-demo and the task count updates. That is the actual proof. We are not just getting a paragraph from a model. The assistant changed interface state through a tool call. If you get an OpenAI quota error, the app is probably wired correctly, but the model provider cannot serve the request. If you get connection refused on port 8123, the agent server is not running. If the chat loads but no tool calls appear, check the graph ID in the runtime route and the tools array in the agent file. If the app changes state but the UI looks wrong, inspect the to-do card and to-do list components first. For production, do not ship this exact scaffold as is. Treat it as the learning base. Replace the task manager with your real product state. Give the agent only the tools it should be allowed to call. Add confirmation steps before destructive actions. Add rate limits and auth. Log tool calls. And keep secrets on the server side. Here is the strategic point. CopilotKit is not interesting because it lets you add a chat bubble. That is table stakes. It is interesting because it gives developers a way to build agents into the product surface, shared state, tool calls, human approval, and generated interface. That is why the funding matters. The market is moving from chatbots that answer questions to agents that operate inside apps. If you build SaaS, internal tools, dev tools, CRM workflows, dashboards, or support products, that shift is worth paying attention to. My verdict, CopilotKit is worth testing if you are building a React or Angular app and want the agent to participate in the workflow instead of sitting beside it. Start with the scaffold, make the local demo work, then replace the toy task manager with one real workflow from your app. If you want the next video, I will build a real CopilotKit app from scratch instead of using the scaffold. Drop the app idea in the comments: SaaS dashboard, code review tool, CRM, or support console. I will build the strongest one end to end.